x-intercepts for these four graphs? Let's start with this first one. What are the x-intercepts? Where are we crossing the x-axis here? And +2, yes. You can be more specific if you want and write the coordinates. I'm more interested in the x values. What about graph number 2? Someone that's not Sophia.
-1. I'm doing that 5.
It's not 5. 4. Yeah, it's 4. Jonathan, it's also on your Chrome. All right. Table here. Who's this table? Number 3. And thank you. And I'll pick this table over there in the back, ladies. Number 4. Yes, I heard that. Today we're going to be exploring how to find solutions for quadratic functions. So very related to what we just did in the warm-up. I'm going to ask you guys to take out your Chromebooks. We have an explore activity. So the explore activity has a few functions in it. All right. There's a graph button and a roots button. You don't have to worry about pressing those right away. Okay. The questions are going to tell you what you need to do. For the first one, it says press graph to graph the function f of x equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Before pressing roots, estimate the zeros of the function. So let's just hit graph first to see what the graph looks like. Don't press roots yet. Okay. So you're probably thinking, Mister, what does the word roots mean? Who's heard of the word roots before? I imagine nobody. Well, I mean, the roots of a plant, yeah. But in math, roots have a different meaning, okay? Roots is actually a synonym. Oh, this mic sucks. Roots is a synonym for the x-intercepts. What are the x-intercepts of this function? So, yeah, -3 and what was the other one? Zero's right here. Yeah, 1. -3 and 1. Beautiful. Okay, so makes sense what we're doing now, friends? Yeah. I'm gonna give us the next. Let's do 8 minutes. I'm gonna shoot 8 minutes. All right. So after poking around with the explore activity, we can ask ourselves this question. How can you use the graph of a quadratic function to find the solutions? How? What did the graph give you to find the solutions? Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Yeah, the x-intercepts. We can look at the x-intercepts of any quadratic to find the solutions. So how about let's try graphing one to find the solutions. So we're going to look at quadratic equations today, which we know what these are already. The difference is now it's equal to 0. A quadratic expression is equal to 0. Is it ax squared plus bx plus c? Right? That's what we were graphing the last 2 days. Now we're going to try it again, but this time with the goal to find the x-intercepts, the solutions, the roots, the zeros. Right? So let's start with step 1 of your handout I just passed out. It says step 1, solve the equation for 0. Well, this one's already solved for 0, and I'm going to give them to you like this for the most part, but they're not always. Right? The 0 equals x squared minus 24x plus 143. Right? And this thing probably has a funky looking graph with a big x and a y-intercept. Step 2, find the axis of symmetry. I think I'm pretty funny. Okay, what about this graph here? What are the solutions to this graph? What are the solutions here? Let's take a moment to look at this graph. What are the solutions to this graph here? It is a good question, yeah. It's a little confusing, right? You're not sure which number it is exactly? Are we? What do we estimate this one is? Yeah, about -1.5. It's hard to say. So instead, what I'm going to say, and what I encourage you guys to do if you see a problem like this, is say, the solution is in between. In between what numbers? Here. Yeah, -1 and -2. And the second one over there, we could say something similar. Right, guys? Right, Joshua? What's the second solution in between? Well, that's the first one, the other one. Another solution.
Oh, 5. 4.5.
Yeah, approximately 4.5. Or we could say in between 4 and 5.
So the solution is just the x equals.
Yes, sir. Look at synonyms right here. All right. The next part of today's activity, guys, we're gonna do a group activity. Okay, so your grades are gonna depend on each other to work together as a team. Don't worry, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, you guys are doing great today, so I don't imagine it's gonna be difficult. So every table, I'm giving directions, guys. Omar. Every group is gonna have one of these chart papers, okay? And there's gonna be one scribe per group, okay? So I'm gonna pass out a marker to each table as well. The way this is gonna work is I'm gonna give your group, each group is gonna get one problem, all right? You're gonna be mindful of your space because there's 3 problems total, so maybe use a third of the paper per question. And you're gonna call me over once you complete the question with your team, all right? And I'm gonna just pick any of you guys at random to explain the answer to me, okay? And if you get it correct, you get the next question. If you don't get it correct, you're gonna have to discuss with each other again, and then call me back over once you all can explain the solution. Okay? Does that make sense? Do we have any questions? All right. So we all know what we're doing. Thumbs up. And thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yes. See or no? All right. Passing out question 1 to your tables now. All right. Make sure.